Welcome to the new episode of Inexperienced Podcast. This episode is recorded with Siddharth Shekhar, someone I knew from an internship I did at a edtech startup named Learn for Cause in 2022. He was my superior then, but we ended up becoming friends. This episode kind of contains us having conversations about stoicism, sales calls, interviews, and a lot of things. At the end of the episode, he ended up, singing a beautiful song. So I hope you enjoyed. The episode begins in three, two, one. Okay, go. Okay, like also I checked out some of your podcast episode. Okay, uh,
Possibly wrong.
possibly wrong. Which was like
Okay.
one was the Ashokas and
Mm-hmm.
second was the Stoicism. Stoicism,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I think I didn't pronounce it wrong
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
was saying to your friend that it's stoic, not stoicism. A part of one part
Mm-hmm.
of the episode he was saying. So
Mm-hmm.
like I've also got to know about the same school of philosophy a year before, like the last year, I guess, 2022. And I think that उसी time पर you recorded the episode, right? उसी time पे किया था,
Yeah. We recorded
2022
it
में,
in 2021. 2021. It was
2021.
in
Okay,
20.
okay.
Yeah. It was in 2021.
So
I guess in the later part of the year, from August to December, we recorded some of these episodes, and then 2022 we recorded one episode, and that was it. So yeah, Stoicism. I guess it became a part of me in the beginning of 2020.
one,
2020. It became in the 2020 mid
अच्छा,
2020 June or July because
हम्म,
I had a bad incident in 2020 beginning. So I and also उसी समय lockdown और ये सब चीज चल रहा था. So I had to get out of it in some way.
yeah,
So I guess wait. Okay, yeah, it happened in 2021. I remember now. So the thing
okay.
happened, the incident happened in 2020
Clearly, you have
end.
moved on from the incident.
Yeah, that's why I don't
Clearly,
remember when it happened. Correct.
yeah, yeah, clearly, yeah.
So
Yeah,
the incident happened in 2020 end, and
and
I started to heal myself in 2021.
uh,
So yeah, I don't know. I was just like डूबते को तिनके का सहारा, right? So I was engaging with anything that just came in
yeah,
front of me. I started reading fiction. I started reading, some soft porn as well. I don't know why I was doing that, but just to get things out of my head, get out
head,
of
yeah.
my head,
I can
I
heart
was
relate, man,
doing
heart relate.
anything
Yeah,
just
yeah,
for 1 week. I'll try this and I'll be like, क्यों कर रहा हूँ मैं ये? Like it is not
हाँ,
benefiting me in any way.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so moments like this happen, and then
yeah.
I guess 2021 March I discovered
Mm-hmm.
Stoicism. Uh, and then it was not really beginning में ऐसा नहीं था कि yeah, it is a good thing, it is helping me. But beginning में था कि yeah, ठीक है, it is something that I can read at least while doing some other things. And then थोड़ा थोड़ा ऐसा लगने लगा कि हाँ, it is helping me, or I can easily adopt these things because principles of stoicism are very simple. It's like one of the major principle which
Simple but not easy.
simple but not easy, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the most underlying principle of stoicism is that some if you can't control something, then don't even
Don't
try to. It's
don't
it's
even try.
it's
Let
that.
it go. Let it go. Yeah.
Let it be how it is. If
Let it be.
if
Let
you
it
are
be.
in no situation to control something, like yeah, it's a saying that goes like if you can control something, then why worry about it? If you
Yeah.
can't control,
No,
if you
why worry
like it,
about?
yeah, if you can't control, then why worry about it? If you can control, then also why worry about it? So
Yeah.
it's such so simple, but we seem to not able to adopt it
Yeah.
very easily because
Yeah.
of some reasons.
Yeah, of some reasons. Like the point that you said that when you're at your kind of the lowest and you don't and pick it anything कि एक हफ्ते ये कर लिया फिर अगले हफ्ते वो कर रहे हैं. One thing
Yeah,
that I've realized that when you're at your bottom, you kind of, it's not that your sense of distinguish things kind of goes away कि आप पता नहीं कर पाते हो क्या काम का है क्या नहीं काम का है, but it
mm,
kind of becomes numb. You don't know what
yeah,
to pick, or you don't know what not to pick. You're just picking everything. Like there's no boundary to it. You think like everything will work, and then you come to a
mm,
point realize something will work. You can't pick everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it
Yeah,
happens.
yeah,
It's like you are trying to, like, when the incident happened, it created such a big void, and I was just trying to
ah,
fill it with things, and
yeah,
no, nothing was fitting. Like, I tried playing sports, that was also
mm,
not fulfilling what I was
mm,
trying to find. Then I started just binging everything, whatever came to Netflix. I bought a subscription, and whatever I saw in my feed, I started watching that, binging that, and
yeah,
that also कुछ
doesn't
दिन के
work.
लिए सही लगता है कि हाँ यार बड़ा interesting है, and then it will be like I'm ruining my sleep, I'm ruining my food, बेड पे पड़ा रहता हूँ दिन भर, so it formed a kind of guilt, so वो भी छूट गया, and then करते करते you come across something that does fill that void, so it's just like, yeah, in the beginning ऐसा लग रहा होता है कि यार पता नहीं यार ये हमेशा ऐसा ही रहेगा क्या, but it does, you know,
Go
uh,
away. Just goes
it
away.
does go away. Everything becomes fine in the
Yeah, at the end, huh?
end.
Yeah. But like one thing, there's one constant that needs to be stay in that variable is that you need to keep moving.
Yeah, need to keep moving.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like
yeah,
अगर मेरे को if it's just that मेरे को जब नेटफ्लिक्स देख के गिल्ट होता था, if I overcame that guilt कि हाँ यार गिल्ट है तो क्या हुआ, अब
huh,
और कुछ नहीं कर सकते, I'll do that only, then I would have been stuck in that situation, I would not be the
yeah,
person who I am right now,
huh,
but
yeah,
you can either ignore your guilt or you can listen to your guilt. If you are listening to your guilt, then you are moving ahead. If you are ignoring your guilt, you will be stuck in the same place.
yeah,
So I
huh,
am so thankful to myself that I listen to it and not ignore it. So
yeah,
yeah, that's that's what results in what you can see.
yeah. So my discovery of it was through like YouTube bit, and also
Hmm.
there's a podcast called Philosophize This. Have you heard of it?
I have heard this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very great podcast. They
Yeah.
like they start from the beginning, every philosophers and all. So I
Hmm.
recommend it to everybody who's interested in that. But
Hmm.
also like, and you have been following that philosophy till now, I guess.
Yeah. Stoicism is it has become a
So
part of my daily life.
okay, so like, how does that perspective of Stoicism has changed? Like from when you recorded our podcast at 6 months, and now
Hmm.
you are standard like more than two at least.
Two and a half. Yeah.
2.5 years, how that makes a difference? Because I remember you were saying that कि अभी तो starting किया है, अभी तो बहुत
Hmm.
कुछ जानना बचा है, and now you
Yeah.
started like 2 point, yeah. So like, how's
Yeah.
that makes a difference?
In the beginning, like Stoicism's introduction, I'll tell
Yeah.
you how I got introduced in the first place. Okay, I read a quote about
Okay.
Stoicism. It's just like it goes simple, like you suffer imagine troubles more
Marcus
than
Aurelius.
reality. Yeah, Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
So I was like, हाँ, अभी तक जो भी चल रहा था दिमाग में, जो भी I was suffering from was in my head. It's not happening in reality.
It's not
It is
happening. Yeah.
not there. uh, that is how I started getting attracted to Stoicism. कि हाँ ठीक है, like I read some other quotes. That's how it all begins. You read a quote, then you read
Mm,
another quote, and then you
mm,
find another quote, and that's how
mm,
you get introduced to a branch of philosophy for most people. Uh, so yeah, that's I would say the difference is कि 6 months का जब था मेरा ये Stoicism के साथ introduction,
okay. Yeah.
that was very vague. I was like, okay, fine. When something is not in your control, don't try to control it. That
Mm,
is all what my learning was. Ki everything can be condensed to that. But now I would say ki that at that point I was not able to adapt it in my life. I was just idealizing it. I was just, admiring it. Ki, हाँ, it is
yeah.
a great bunch of philosophy. I had, picked up two to three things and applied it to my daily life.
Mm,
But now I would say ki it is a part and parcel of my life. Everything that I deal with in a way a stoic would. You know, uh, Earlier it was difficult for me to let go of things which were not in my control. Now it is a daily habit of
thing,
a,
yeah.
a practice
Yeah.
that I uh, am able to do without putting effort, without putting. Earlier I had to do like, okay, अब मेरे को as a stoic सोचना है, so it is not in my
No, it's
control.
not a
It will
conscious
not. It
effort.
is,
Yeah.
yeah. It has become a subconscious. Yeah. I
Yeah. Like
try to do.
You saying that you having a vague idea of stoicism reminded me of a tweet I think I read it yesterday or maybe a day before that. कि
Hmm.
like having a great life, जैसे content creators होते हैं ना, there are people who are
Hmm.
at 40 and 50, they are telling you how to live your life.
Hmm.
So when you read that in 20s, it's very easy to achieve that life intellectually, but it's
Hmm.
very hard to achieve that life operationally.
Completely true. Yeah,
Yeah, in
exactly.
your 20s, like now, like initially when you just got into self improvement, everything
Hmm.
makes sense. You're like, अच्छा हाँ भाई ये भी सही है, ये भी सही है, ये भी सही है. Then you realize to a point that you are at your chapter one, and somebody
Hmm.
that at chapter 50, they had a family. They're like उन्होंने बहुत सारी metrics पूरे कर लिए, and now they have biggest thing, they have the time to do it. Now
Hmm.
you're just in the middle of building everything,
Mhm.
so you
So you
can't
have
do.
to reach that level where you will be able to implement those things and then say कि हाँ ये सही बोल रहा है. Now you can
इस
just say कि हाँ सही बोल रहा है, but let me try to reach that level where I'll be the
हाँ,
person to say that हाँ अब let's try. But
अब let's
yeah.
try. And
Yeah.
also with when you kind of realize that you also kind of have a sense कि अब हर advice काम की नहीं है. Now you have to
Mm-hmm.
kind of filter our advice. Now like someone advising me at 23 with like I am जो मेरा age है, and someone who is at 23 will
Hmm.
advise me to do something kind of make more sense than someone who is at 30. Because उनके
Hmm.
पास इतने सारी चीजें हैं ना, they have more metrics. This is how I understand experience. Tell me what you think about it.
Hmm.
I haven't said it with much people, but for me, experience is like a metric. It's not doing something again and again. Like, and I'll use an example of uh, like a relationship. Suppose that a 20-year-old goes to a 30-year-old about relationship advice.
Hmm.
Okay, the things that 30-year-old will consider before telling you advice are way more things that 20-year-old would. Like if
Hmm.
I and you go to a same person, like two person, एक 20 साल का एक 30 साल का है, and I to ask the same question, give me a relationship advice about something certain thing, these
Hmm.
metrics that they will consider are two very different things.
Hmm.
बहुत complete है. Like the 30-year-old will consider so many things. It's just not looks and how they are as as a person, उनके ambitions क्या है, how they are like and not alike, a lot of things. A
Hmm.
20-year-old will like, okay, जहाँ से status gain हो जाएगा, जहाँ से I will look like a cool
Hmm.
kid,
Hmm.
मेरे को वो चलेगा. But which is
Hmm.
not the case, I guess, with 30-year-old. And this is how what I think of experience. Is experience is not necessarily having doing things repeatedly, but it's the having to kind of metric to अंडरस्टैंड द ग्रेविटी ऑफ योर डिसीजंस कि एक क्वेश्चन एक
Yeah.
आप डिसीजन को कितने मेट्रिक से देख सकते हो. आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट एक्सपीरियंस इज.
Yeah.
That's my notion.
Yeah, exactly. That fits my description as well. Like that aligns with my description as well. It's
Yeah,
like whatever experience. I think my description is a little not differing, but kind of in the same domain only. Ki experiences seeing things like if you are talking about a water bottle only, like what would say ki you are experienced, you have seen that water bottle, you know different aspects of the water bottle ki हाँ ठीक है, the thing the size is this, the volume is this. But if you hold the water bottle for the first time, you don't have any experience because you don't know any aspects of it. But
yeah,
experience is knowing those different aspects ki हाँ. So
yeah,
I would say ki it's all about perspective. How many angles have you looked that thing from?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you are talking about sales, how many ways have you looked it from? Like, huh,
yeah,
have you looked it from a way of a buyer?
yeah,
Have you looked it from a person, from the perspective of a seller? Have you looked it
yeah,
from the perspective of a CEO? How many perspectives have you looked it from? That is what I think the term metric means in your description.
yeah, yeah,
So,
kind of. Like it's like kind of a trial and error. एक चीज में कितने
hmm,
सारे ट्रायल एरर किए हैं, एक ही चीज को करने
yeah,
के कितने तरीके हो सकते हैं, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So have you also like kind of discovered any new or kind of not discovered but कोई ऐसा दूसरा नेचर ऑफ सॉरी स्कूल ऑफ फिलोसफी है दैट यू काइंड ऑफ फील वेरी कनेक्टेड टू आफ्टर stoicism? Yeah, nothing has come close.
Um, Yeah, Stoicism is one of I would
The
not say
closest.
my favorites because it if I am telling that it something or something is my favorite, then I have options. But yeah, I don't have any other option when it comes to Stoicism. But
Yeah,
yeah, one thing that I am really interested with some philosophy that is interesting to me is surprisingly nihilism.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
It is
yeah, yeah. It's great. People
it
don't get it.
it
It's great. Yeah,
it's I don't know what to say, but nihilism sounds so negative
but I think
in
like okay,
most people
before
today.
you move on, but I have something a point to say about nihilism.
Yeah.
This is something I also that I've learned. Like with the basic idea of nihilism is that nothing holds kind of a value or virtue
Hmm.
and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's such a good playground to have a battle in. Like कि जब कुछ वैल्यू ही नहीं है लाइफ में, you
Hmm.
get to pick your own value. You can
Hmm.
build yours, right? So कुछ है ही
Hmm.
नहीं करने को, so you get the full ground and you can optimize the way you want.
Yeah.
That's why I
Exactly.
like nihilism. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how the philosophy works. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, but only if you are looking at the same way that the philosophy is showing. Like if you are just looking ki, philosophy is showing ki, okay, so nihilism, right? So what I have come across is some philosophies are very vague. Like Stoicism is a very vague philosophy. I
mm,
would say कि हाँ anybody can understand stoicism like from a child to someone who does like anybody can understand stoicism who is not even aware of
yeah,
how philosophy works. But in case of nihilism, it is a very specific philosophy.
mm,
It requires practice. Stoicism does not require practice, it requires will. कि हाँ ठीक है, if you are willing to commit to
yeah,
something,
yeah,
stoicism is a good way to do that. But nihilism requires practice as well as will. So it it is a tougher philosophy. I
yeah,
don't know whether it is a like philosophies are not better philosophies. You cannot judge something as a better philosophy or something as a worse philosophy. But it is a philosophy that demands a lot of practice.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you are a nihilist, you are mostly happy because you don't
yeah. Usually most that.
the
Yeah, you're
yeah,
usually
but
happy,
you
huh?
are also, I would say, the nihilists are also unbearable because of their
हाँ,
neglect or because of their ignorance to
हाँ,
so many things and
hmm,
so casual they act in most cases.
yeah,
It's like it's not because I am jealous of them. Ki yaar, why can't I reach that
हाँ,
sense of satisfaction? Why can't I have
हाँ.
that ease in my life? But it's just keep come on, be a part of
Life,
the
just
fun.
be just life.
Don't ruin it.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't ruin it. I mean, come
yeah.
on. Okay, I understand ki haan, none of this matters.
Like
But
हाँ,
so what? Let it matter
yeah, yeah,
for an
yeah.
hour.
जब सारे लौंडे बैठकर पीना चालू करे तो don't be the guy who says like अब तो कल मर ही जाना है पी के क्या करना है don't
Haan,
be
so
that guy.
why?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
just
come on.
have a drink, right? Yeah, yeah.
Let us have a good time.
Let us have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, uh what's up with you in your interest? What are you interested in these days? Apart from podcasting, obviously.
Obviously, I am interested. I have like the last year kind of discovered how interested I am building in things like general. Like
Okay.
I genuinely like building. ये पहले नहीं पता था मेरे को. I had a guess, but I became very confirmed the last year that I am just interested in building teams. Like it kind of seems a very how to it's not cliche, but like what's the word should I use? But
Building as in like
building
I
as in
don't
like
understand.
for I use the example of podcast. Okay, just as an example.
Okay.
Apart from
Okay.
this recording, this is me being me. Like
Hmm.
I'm just being curious. मेरे को बस जानना है. मेरे को interest है हर चीज़ें में. I enjoy having conversations. When it's
Hmm.
recorded and when it's editing I think editing भी थोड़ा creative aspect है. Everything
Hmm.
before and that for me it's like I'm building a product.
Hmm.
Like I go to the YouTube studio and I look at things.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, अच्छा ये better किया जा
Yeah.
सकता है. Asking a girl like so I'll take the risk of asking people जो भी बहुत बड़े number पे भी है. Not necessarily because I'm not unauthentic when I'm trying to ask you for a podcast. It's not कि हाँ
Hmm.
views ही मिल जाएंगे तो I'll ask you, but I'm interested in. Like maybe I
Hmm.
enjoy your content, so I'll ask you about being a guest, maybe I know you, but ठीक से बात नहीं हुई, जैसे we didn't have a much of interaction. You just the memes that you shared on your Instagram story. I think I have
Hmm.
a very similar sense of taste of humor. So I'm like, we'll just have a good vibe. So that's why like I have to ask
Hmm.
you out. So this is me being authentic. Apart from that, I just think like I'm building a product. तो जो स्क्रैच से
Okay.
बिल्ड करने का कोई चीज फीलिंग the adrenaline you get, that is something I've
Yeah.
discovered the last day. I'm interested in building people and interested in people, products and businesses. Apart from that,
Hmm.
I also kind of discovered I am interested in writing, not poems in
Okay.
general, but I'm just writing is I'm very engrossed in ideas and complex things that have complexity in it. चाहे वो frameworks हो या
Hmm.
ideas हो, and that you have to address four things at once and kind of
Hmm.
break it down. That has been something I have enjoyed from since the last year. I've been writing about it in my like this notion, just write things. तो वो एक है.
Okay.
Conversation has
I
been
thought ki creative writing, like you know,
not
poems
poems and
and
music. I
shero
want to
shairi.
learn. I want to
Yeah.
learn, but अभी उस level पे नहीं आया है. I think it will come to a
Okay.
point where I become very strong with articulating my thoughts. I'm still
Yeah.
getting there. I think maybe I won't get it there. That's fine. So like whether I like it or not, to some extent वो एक self improvement वाले stage पे चल जाता है when I'm writing about
Hmm.
ideas.
Hmm.
Kind of, not
Hmm.
every time, but sometimes. So I don't, but
Hmm.
I am not very the kind of like मेरे को नहीं पसंद कोई मेरे को बताए how to live a life. Right? When I go to
Hmm.
Instagram and Twitter, this is how you should
Hmm.
live.
Hmm.
30 ways to
Hmm.
make your life better. I'm like, I'll figure it
Yeah.
out. You're at there 40, you
Hmm.
have figured everything else. Sub majority things
Hmm.
really operational है नहीं. So let me
Hmm.
figure shit out. I like it's not that I'm not gonna read your point, and I'm not saying ki. So what I was saying, I forgot.
You were saying something about. Uh, I also forgot.
Clearly, both having attention. I think I was talking about writing and
Like,
all.
yeah, no, no. The people who are telling ki don't tell me how
हाँ
to
हाँ
live my
हाँ.
life. Yeah.
या तो मेरे को वो
Hmm.
पार्ट थोड़ा एस्पेक्ट फिगर आउट करना है खुद से करके
Hmm.
कि लाइक आई वांट टू काइंड ऑफ लाइक दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई रिसेंटली रियलाइज अबाउट.
Hmm.
काफी रिसेंट रियलाइजेशन हुआ है मेरे साथ एंड
Hmm.
अबाउट कॉन्वर्सेशन लाइक विद एनीबॉडी एल्स. यू वांट टू रीच आउट टू गर्ल, मे बी यू वांट हैव अ पॉडकास्ट. once you get okay with being rejected,
Hmm.
everything else is trial and error.
Completely. Yeah. That's why I like sales so much. The sales department is something that I really admire because they
Yeah.
are so used to rejection. कि
हाँ हाँ, कॉल ही नहीं
it's
उठा रहा है कोई. हाँ
yeah,
हाँ, कॉल उठाया पहले 10 सेकंड कट भी ना कुछ क्लोजर के. हाँ.
yeah, and it's
You never get a closer. Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
never
Sorry, sorry.
get a proper reason as to why this happened. So sales people are really, I respect them a lot. That's why whenever I receive a call from, I gave CAT recently. So
Mm.
different
Oh.
colleges, they are reaching out, ki, would you like to join our college? I respect the domain of sales so much that I will listen to the whole call and then I'll say, ki, okay, fine, I'll reach
हाँ,
out to
you
you.
will be kind. हाँ. हाँ.
Even though I'm not interested at all, because but
You
I'll
will
know
be
कि
kind. Yeah.
I'll be kind
Mm.
of because I know कि हाँ इस आदमी को मेरे से बात करने का कुछ मिल रहा है. Okay,
हाँ.
so ruin this
Yeah.
experience, or
Yeah.
let's not. The person's day is already very difficult, so let's not add on to that. So I'll listen to
Mm-hmm.
the whole call and then I'll give a genuine reason कि हाँ ठीक है.
हाँ.
Currently, I'm not really interested in
Yeah.
MBA or something,
Yeah.
but yeah, if I am in the future, I'll let you know for sure. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because why not? Because why
हाँ.
not? If the
Why not?
person
Why
is
not be kind at least? At least
at
why
least,
not be
yeah,
kind?
that's the least
Yeah.
I can do, right?
Yeah. That just be kind.
Yeah.
Thank you for reaching out, but I'm not interested.
Yeah,
Bye.
that's
A simple thank you and a bye will go so well from them.
so
Yeah.
well. And
Coming from that divine
I
so well.
know,
Yeah.
like I've led
Yeah.
the sales department in LFC, right? I've sat with people in calls, like they will be calling
Yeah.
some people. I'll be in like a Google Meet like
Yeah.
this. Okay, so
हाँ.
I've been in situations where they will have so rude people who will say that okay, we don't want this kind of services, or don't ever try to contact us again, or something like that,
हाँ हाँ
something very rude.
हाँ हाँ.
And I will
Yeah.
be there and tell you, okay, कोई बात नहीं,
Which
try
no
the
with
next
no
person.
reason at all. Like उनके पास ऐसा
Yeah,
कोई reason नहीं है to be rude. Yeah.
why?
हाँ.
If someone
Why?
is trying to uh, give you a service that you might benefit from. The person is not really
Hmm.
aware what your situation is.
Yeah.
Why be rude to them unnecessarily? But yeah, I've seen the interns getting so, किसी किसी के साथ तो ये first call पे हुआ, and they get so off rails कि या ये क्या
Yeah.
हो गया
Yeah.
मेरे साथ. And
It hits the confidence like
yeah, it's
nothing else.
completely hit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll be there to say कि हाँ कोई बात नहीं, you can try the next
You can
person
try.
try
Uh,
saying this time, or try following this. And like same आशीर्वाद अगर होता है इस meeting में, and he'll be like, uh, you are doing good, but what you need to do is this. So yeah, that's what will happen. But when
yeah.
I'll be in a situation like this, I'll be like, okay, fine, just go to the next person. If I add on to what you could have done, it will shatter your confidence more. So let's try someone
Uh-huh.
else, do what you are doing,
Yeah.
and see what
Mm.
happens. If this repeats the next time also, then we'll try to make some modification.
Yeah.
So that's how I used to deal with the situation. But in sales, I would say that I respect that department a lot. Wherever I go, currently also I'm working with a startup, not a very large scale startup. It is a B2B startup, so we don't have a sales department. But the person who does calling, handle calling situations, I just go sometimes and be like, okay, you're doing a great job. Just
Yeah.
never,
Yeah.
don't get
And,
disheartened or something like
uh,
that.
and it goes a long way.
Yeah, it does go a long way. He'll be like,
It
thank
does.
you. That is like, I
Thank
have
you,
heard
man.
this in three
That's
days.
like,
Yeah,
nah, yeah, that's sad.
sales is a very
Like,
tough department.
yeah, yeah. I know. I have personally kind of experienced that.
You have.
Also, like you have fun. Like, is this sometimes क्या होता है ना कि like when I'm having a call,
Hmm.
when I used to, I mean, like a part of me sometimes want to just have fun. ठीक है, but
Okay.
वो corporate like you have to be kind of play that former role sometimes. Like
Hmm.
sometimes you will find a very funny guy over a conversation
Hmm.
that कि भाई they will just start joking around. They sometimes बहुत कम होता है, but they would like to have a conversation.
Hmm.
Then a
Hmm.
part of me wants to have that conversation and kind of break that barrier of being formal.
Hmm.
Like it's
Yeah.
not that you cannot have a funny conversation being formal. You can have that, and I have done that. It's just sometimes you're like, oh, अगर वो barrier नहीं होता, this have been gone, and like we would have ended becoming friends over a call.
Yeah, exactly.
So that happened.
I've had
Yeah.
interviews with people who are so cool, so nice, but
Uh,
just because I was in a situation where I'm interviewing them, I cannot
yeah.
cross that barrier. So that has happened a lot.
Yeah. That has also with interviews like uh since having like gone through few interviews, like अब
Hmm.
ऐसा realize हुआ है कि like if I can't have a conversation with you,
Hmm.
like क्या फायदा फिर ऐसे कंपनी में काम करके.
Exactly. That's why
Yeah.
I had some interviews earlier. I was giving interviews, and then was ki, हाँ ठीक है. The person who is interviewing me is fine. They have a good form
Yeah.
of, like, they are good in conversations, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, great. I'll have a good time. I don't know how it creates a notion, because you have a like, the person who is interviewing you is the person who is representing the company. So I guess that's a very big load, or that's a very big pressure on that person, whether the person is realizing it or not. But you are representing a company, so you need to represent in a way that the person who is interviewing is interested to work. You need to represent it in that way. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I have noticed, and that's what I did with the interview that I took in LFC. I tried to make the conversation as chill as possible, as normal as possible. I have interviewed people from ages of 16 to 30 or something, and I feel that
Same.
whatever, I don't think that I have slipped out, or even made the person feel, because the interviewer has a power over you. If like,
They hold the authority in the conversation.
of course, they do hold the authority,
Yeah.
and whatever they say, you cannot deny, or you cannot, revolt against it.
Uh,
But yeah, at the same time, with great power comes great responsibility. So you
responsibility.
have to, like, if you are an encouraging interviewer, if you are like, okay, fine, you've done great work, and even if you are rejecting a person, you have to
Yeah.
do it gently, and that is a skill
Yeah.
that you have to learn while interviewing someone. So Yeah, that's I'm very thankful for LFC for providing me that kind of environment where I was able to, be
Yeah.
in both situations, an
हाँ.
interviewee and interviewer. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
But like in the whole interviewing thing, like जब when I took interviews,
Hmm.
like एक experience एक चीज तो thing, no sorry, there was one thing that I kind of noticed, जो कि बाद मेरे को लगा था कि doubt था, but it became clear
Hmm.
that when you interview someone and you're asking them questions and they agree to everything you say.
Hmm.
लाइक जो बोला सर आप ही सही हो, आप ही दुनिया के राजा हो,
Hmm.
ठीक है,
Hmm.
बट दैट काइंड ऑफ पीपल आई डोंट नो, they have their strategy, I don't know, but I have kind of observed कि जस्ट जिन अगर उन्हें लोगों को हायर किया है ना, so they didn't end up becoming a very good team player.
Hmm.
लाइक
Exactly.
हाँ,
Hmm.
so like I had a hard time trusting them that कि हर बात में हाँ.
Hmm.
Sometimes I intentionally used to say something kind of not
Just to
in
check, just to
interviews,
check. Yeah.
just to check, हाँ,
Hmm.
हमेशा like playing it safe, but
Hmm.
kind of crossing some, taking a risk कि
Hmm.
अच्छा अब कुछ अजीब सा कि maybe we treat team members like this way,
Hmm.
and जो कि बहुत लोग मना करेंगे, but they're like हाँ हाँ सर सही है, so I'm like okay, I don't trust you, I
Hmm.
don't know, do you have any ethics, I don't know
Yeah.
you have any
Yeah.
boundaries, I don't know I should even hire you,
Hmm.
like people don't get it, like this, like India ऐसा country है जहाँ पे लोगों को टेंशन नहीं पसंद बात,
Yeah.
environment, like we are the kind of people जहाँ पे restaurant में we will wait until the waiter sees us to kind of wave hands and
Yeah.
they will come, but won't just say excuse me wait.
Hmm. 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 Yeah. Exactly.
Especially with family, like they won't like they क्योंकि सब देखने लगेंगे, how can you call a waiter, no no,
Hmm.
they will wait, जब तक eye contact नहीं होगा they will wait,
Hmm.
खाना हाथ पे लगा हुआ है, they like खाना रखा हुआ है ठंडा हो रहा है,
Hmm.
but they will like they'll wait, and when
Hmm.
they will make the eye contact they will like ऐसे ऐसे, एक तो ऐसे क्यों बुलाते हैं समझ नहीं आता,
हाँ.
ऐसे क्यों बुला रहे हो, just have some kind of be a bit more generous, but
Yeah.
like they will do that. So like जहाँ पे हमें टेंशन नहीं पसंद, वी डोंट लाइक, इंडियंस डोंट लाइक डिसएग्रीमेंट्स, हमें
Hmm.
हैंडल करना ही नहीं आता डिसएग्रीमेंट्स,
Hmm.
डिसएग्रीमेंट्स हो गए एंड इंटरव्यू इट्स लाइक दे जस्ट ट्राइंग टू कीप यू, दे थिंक लाइक अगर आपको राजा बना दे के फील कराएंगे तो दे विल गिव यू एवरीथिंग,
They will give
बट
you
दे डोंट
everything.
रियलाइज इट, बट दैट इज नॉट द केस,
I
दैट्स
had
नॉट
this
द केस.
question, like if I had to check a candidate, I had this question. कि मतलब it didn't happen with every candidate, but whenever I uh, had some
फील द
kind that kind of
रिक्वायरमेंट.
candidate कि
या.
जिसको लगे कि हाँ this person is trying to pretend what someone he or she is not. I'll have this question कि if if you have not done your job, if you were in an emergency situation and you have not done your job, then how will you no sorry, the question went like this: if you are in an emergency situation and you are not able to do your job, then how will you convince your boss ki then how will you convince me ki
या.
whether how will you tell me ki you will finish the job? And they will be like, sir, I know there will be situations where I won't be able to do it, but I will try to give my best. I will like they will drive the question in their way only. But that was not my
हाँ.
question. I wanted to
हाँ.
hear it from you that if I'm in a emergency situation where I'm not able to deliver, I will not deliver. That is
हाँ,
the
लाइक
correct
जस्ट
response.
टेक अप द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि लाइक अगर इमरजेंसी बात हो रही है, इट हैज
हाँ,
टू बी बिग इनफ टू काइंड ऑफ लीव योर जॉब फॉर अ मिनट,
yeah,
तो व्हाई जस्ट नॉट टेक द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कि ये अभी नहीं हो सकता है, पर आई विल
हाँ,
गेट इट डन, आई नो दैट ये
yeah.
कैसे कर रहा है, आई वोंट डिसअपॉइंट यू, बट
For
दिस
the
कांट बी डन,
exactly, and
आई हैव
they'll
टू कीप सर्टेन थिंग्स. या.
they will drive this question in their way कि हाँ sir कोई बात नहीं, I will manage. I have dealt with
हाँ हाँ,
many
आई विल
emergency
मैनेज.
situations,
या.
but
हाँ हाँ.
yeah, I will do it in
या.
this case. And I'll be like fine भाई तू कुछ नहीं
Sounds
करेगा.
like every person who doesn't have a boundary.
हाँ मेरे को
Yeah.
पता है कि तू
हाँ.
कुछ नहीं करेगा,
Yeah,
तो
तू
फाइन
कुछ नहीं
तू तेरे को बस ये
करेगी, you will
जॉब
just
चाहिए.
you will just you will just ghost me, like ना
Yeah.
मैसेज का रिप्लाई ना फोन
या
का, like all.
that's मतलब
So common.
एक बार इसके दोस्त
Yeah.
मेरे को पता है कि I because I dealt with this in the first time I was made a leader. So I took interviews. I had some 5 to 10 people, and I asked the same questions कि हाँ ठीक है, how will you manage your time and are you engaged in something else? So yeah, and then हुआ ये कि some people had some meetings or some people were even not interested to join the meetings and they'll be like, sir, I have some work. I have this, I have that. And
हाँ, I have
there
it.
I came to know कि हाँ ठीक है, I have to filter out people. That's why interviews are taken because I have to filter out people.
Yeah,
So yeah, that is how I
that is true.
came with these kind of
That
situations.
is annoying, but sure, that is annoying. When it
Yeah,
happens, it's very annoying.
it is very annoying. Yeah.
But it becomes so hard to like kind of trust that person again, na?
It becomes very
You're like,
difficult
हाँ,
because I had some people like I guess in your team only वो कोड में जो sales वाला team बना था I had I guess not Kirtika but someone else I can't remember her name but yeah and I was like yeah this person is very promising she's saying कि I'm contacting 10 people every day I'm doing this I'm doing that and it it was just that the person is talking to 10 people every day because she is in college. She has to meet 10 people every day, and that's how she
yeah,
represented her
yeah,
work. Not in a
right.
very like she was not doing work, but she was doing the uh, just to show कि हाँ ठीक है I'm talking to 10 people every day I'm promoting the thing. That's where it's very difficult to regain that trust.
Like before something like ऐसे एक चीज मैंने I kind of realized कि before doing such being at a place where you're kind of managing people,
Hmm.
उससे पहले you are aware कि people lie,
Of course, yeah,
but then you see the variations of it, and then you're
yeah.
like, oh,
अच्छा ये कर
okay,
रहा है
okay,
या
okay, okay, okay.
yeah, that's why I
अब
find situations where people are like बेटा हम भी यहाँ से रह चुके हैं and that
हाँ
relates to
हाँ
me so much at that time कि हाँ कि बेटा हम भी
अब
यहाँ
समझ
से
आता है,
गुजरे हैं हाँ अब सब
हम
समझ
भी
आता है
समझे,
मेरे
अब
को
समझ
पता है
आता है,
कोई घर
पहले
में
नहीं आता है।
फैमिली
हाँ
सिचुएशन नहीं है तुम्हारे दोस्त का बर्थडे मेरे को पता है so it
हाँ
will be like that.
हाँ, तो that is true,
Hmm.
that is true. Cool.
So what are you looking forward to?
What I'm looking forward to, like अभी तो पहले कॉलेज खत्म करना है.
Hmm.
But I'm like not waiting for opportunity. College खत्म होगा, then I'll start something. I'm
Hmm.
building few things in the background. एक ये है,
Hmm.
एक is something I have an idea that I'm kind of making it more refined. If it works, then I'll build it. I'll start building by the end of this year. और also कुछ चीजें हैं like I have my own thing like with the business, family business thing
Hmm.
तो वो
Hmm.
चल रहा है. So yeah, mainly वही चल रहा है अभी. और कुछ
That's
कुछ प्लान्स हैं बट वो पूरे वो नहीं है like refined नहीं है अभी.
hmm.
Like see, I like the uncertainty that future brings. Part
Exactly.
of me just likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like the chaos. कि हाँ नहीं पता है कल क्या करना है. It's terrifying when you
Hmm.
have a lot of responsibilities, but a part of you is like, okay, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
That's
uncertainty
gonna be
is
interesting.
I don't know when I left my comfort zone, but I know that I have left my comfort zone and it is left far behind. I don't know where
हाँ
it
हाँ
lies now. I am
हम्म,
uh, mostly I'm putting myself in situations that put me out of my comfort zone. Uh,
हाँ
like I don't consider myself as someone who is a very big extrovert or someone who is very comfortable with people being around. That is something that
oh
I
really,
have
yeah,
built. I have I was not like this for 20 years of my life, and then suddenly 2 years mein, I am joining meetings. I'm talking with people all over the country. I'm doing this. I'm doing that, and
yeah,
I don't know how that change happened, but it was just like uh, also stoicism in this case because I read a quote in stoicism that whatever does not grow rots. So
ah
it's
yeah,
so
that's
nice.
cool,
S-
so nice, yeah,
Whatever does not grow rots, and it's just
rods,
uh,
that's
clicked.
good, that's
It,
good, yeah,
it
yeah,
just
okay,
it clicked, and it's like ठीक है अब तो करना ही है अब तो जो आए सामने वो करना है. So I started कि हाँ I didn't like when Dhruva Jyoti confronted me कि हाँ Siddharth we want someone with your expertise in our team. I could have easily said no कि नहीं I am doing tuitions right now. And tuitions, I would say कि that is kind of my comfort zone because I'm teaching students who are in 11th and 12th, so I do hold a senior authority there. And I'll be like, okay, fine, कि तुमको जो पढ़ना I don't even study before going to the tuitions. I'll be just like, go there, I'll read the book, and I'll explain them something because it is fairly easy for me. But I could have just easily said no to Dubajati, but I said yes because I wanted to get out of, I wanted to do something that I have not done yet. So
yeah.
yeah, yes, that. is how that change happened.
So on that note of like getting a comfort zone, have you before played a song on the podcast?
Um, okay.
Okay,
I
that's a good plugin, right?
Yeah, that is a good plugin, but
But you don't do you
I
have
have
your guitar
not.
with yourself?
Yes, I do. Just a second.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I have not played
Like,
it on
huh?
podcasts, but I have played it on
Yeah.
in meetings for LFC.
Oh, never experience. Never experience.
Yeah, because
क्योंकि रात में होता था I think I didn't attend a single जो रात में होती थी
yeah, 2 a.m.,
you know
3 a.m.
meetings.
meetings, I don't think you were like
I didn't हाँ
uh, I don't think
yeah
आप लोगों के ग्रुप में वो सब शेयर होता था.
yeah
But
yeah
yeah, so this is a new guitar. In the beginning, I had a guitar which I lost in
hmm.
Sikkim. Uh, that is
O-
a sad story.
okay, that is a sad story.
Like,
Okay, I'll mute myself so you can play
no,
now.
just a second. I have to tune it for some time. Till then, we can talk. I don't have a very singing voice. Is it okay?
Not that I have one, so I will be able to judge. टेंशन नहीं लेनी है.
Okay, so is the sound correct or something?
हाँ सही है सही है.
Because what happens is if I play and sing at the same time, then it might be
Hmm.
some kind of imbalance. But I don't think I can.
So just play a song on a guitar. If you don't wanna like, if you like run balance over, you can just play that song rather than singing it. You can just what do you say?
No, I think just the recording that I am doing right now, it is going well because what happens in meetings is that the mic becomes unidirectional. Whatever mic I'm using, it becomes unidirectional. So it will be either recording the guitar or my voice. It won't be recording both of them at the same time. But the recording
Cool,
that
cool,
is currently going on in my system, I think both of them will be recorded like the same way. So I think
cool. No problem.
that's fine.
Screen recording हो रहा है ना तो I can use that तो वो भी चलेगा.
Yeah, that's also good.
Cool.
Okay, wait, something is wrong. Yeah, okay. Okay. So this is what I sang with my friend that day. So I think I can just
Cool.
sing it again.
Sure.
Mm, okay. Can I just rehearse for a while? Because I was really not sure कि I will be able to do. I will have to do that again.
No problem.
Mm, okay. Mm, Okay, fine. It's fine. Do I need to turn off my fan or is it okay? The voice?
हाँ एक सेकंड. नो बैकग्राउंड वॉइस नहीं है सिर्फ बीच बीच में there's like चिड़िया है बट
Okay,
ठीक
okay,
है.
fine. That's actually good.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती ये नदियाँ ये रहना और तुम बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती ये नदियाँ ये रहना और तुम हम तुम से कितने दूर है चांद सितारे, सच पूछो तो मन को झूठे लगते हैं ये सारे। हम तुम कितने पास है, कितने दूर है चांद सितारे, सच पूछो तो मन को झूठे लगते हैं ये सारे, मगर सच्चे लगते हैं ये धरती, ये नदियाँ, ये रहना और तुम इन सबको छोड़ के कैसे कल सुबह जाओगी मेरे साथ, इन्हें भी तो तुम याद बहुत आओगी। तुम इन सबको छोड़ के कैसे कल सुबह जाओगे मेरे साथ, इन्हें भी तो तुम याद बहुत आओगी। बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती, ये नदियाँ, ये रहना और तुम बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं।
Beautiful, bro. Okay, just plug in, plug
Yeah.
in. Beautiful, man.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
am I am wondering if you lied about not getting laid, man, at this point.
No, I am
I am
not.
one.
I
Okay,
I
cool.
don't know how to prove it to you, but I am not.
No,
Actually,
no.
I'll
Yeah.
share you. I'll let you in a little secret. Ki,
Mm.
when I started talking to a girl, okay.
Mhm, mhm.
Uh, if you want to put it, if you feel like you can put it in the podcast, then please do. But
If you are okay with, I am okay. That's your call.
yeah, I'm completely fine.
Yeah,
So when I
fine.
started talking to a girl
Okay.
in my college, two of my
Mhm.
friends who are good in getting laid, okay, they are like
Okay.
pros in it. So
Okay.
what they did, I told them that okay, this is a girl I'm talking with, and they know about my situation that okay, I'm not really good with girls. What they
Mm.
did is that they both reached out in the pockets and they both gave me a condom. Okay. Like, okay, they'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
the first time that you will get laid, you will think of us.
Yeah.
So this is from my side,
Okay.
this is
Okay.
from my side, go for it. And
Okay.
both of them are still unused. So that's the situation.
That's the situation, and I'm pretty sure that you're not gonna use them at least.
At least
Yeah,
till the end
at
of
least yeah,
college,
yeah,
I'm
till the end of college.
pret I'm
If
assuming, yeah.
if and you're gonna use it, that's not the one you're gonna prefer.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, man, that's cool. But no, the song was beautiful, man. The beautiful.
Thank you so much. So,
Thank you. So let's wrap this up. Like,
yeah,
we had like great time, man.
yeah,
Great
of
time. I
course.
think we talked about like more than 1.5 hour, I guess. Around
Yeah,
two.
I wanted to ask you this, like, how
Huh, go on.
long do you keep your podcasts generally?
जनरली अभी तक तो इतने सारे रिकॉर्ड नहीं किए हैं टू काइंड ऑफ गिव यू एन एवरेज बट मेनली इट गेट्स अराउंड वन कुछ कुछ एक से ज्यादा 1.5 घंटे के आसपास या उससे ज्यादा लाइक
Okay.
आई डोंट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम it's just
Yeah.
like having in person is way better than online. Like, with online when you record conversation after a point it just इतने सारे चीज होते हैं ना you're having notifications on your phone and then like it's
Mm-hmm.
online it's get tiring you can't get the most comfortable in an online conversation but as
Mm-hmm.
compared to in person you can just chill on sofa you can have whatever you want and just उसमें और एक online में ये चीज realize किया है that because you have taken it's like more an effort, it's not like a very chill conversation, so
Hmm.
you have the pressure of continuously keep talking, which is not necessarily case with in person. You can just have a 5 minutes of silence, just
Hmm.
talk about nothing कि कुछ काम का नहीं, and then you again start talking, which is not the case with online. You have
Hmm.
given someone a time, so you have to keep going. So एक वो pressure अभी तो realize किया है that you have to keep the conversation going. One of
Yeah.
the beautiful things of having conversation is pauses,
Yeah. And I guess the
like the
good
way you
thing
have
in
paused just now,
yeah the
an online
I
glitch.
wait I get it's
Hello.
not good. Hello. Okay. I guess.
Okay, I guess I lost you. Ah,
Yeah.
damn, that's good. Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
I'm
okay.
back. I'm back. I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
second problem of the online conversation.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess the good thing that I noticed in this conversation is that there were no moments that when we had to fill in like
हाँ हाँ
no
वो था वो
voids,
था
no voids, I
हाँ
guess.
हम्म
So
या
वो अच्छा था. And
हम्म
one more thing is that when I was doing podcasts with
हम्म
my friends abroad, uh,
हम्म
uh, it's named Friendly Gen Z. It's on Spotify. So
oh
I
okay
did conversations. I started at 1 a.m. They were in
हम्म
they are all in Malaysia, they are in US, they are in Czech
हम्म
Republic, everybody is there.
हम्म
So I started doing podcasts and like I started recording at 1 a.m. and I went to sleep at 5 a.m. So the whole
okay
4 hours we just talked about random things,
random
completely
yeah best conversations yeah
best conversations. And the thing is ki, when you are talking about random things, you don't
हाँ
have the pressure to make it interesting. It
हाँ
is
like the way
interesting in
it is
itself.
interesting हाँ
Yeah,
you get to be you bro. Like, you get to be authentic, like you don't
exactly.
get to be scripted. That's the whole point. Like the best way to have a conversation is spontaneous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. So
So
that's the thing. कहाँ से start किया कहाँ पे खत्म है कोई no head and tail, just have fun.
yeah.
So like that's something. Also one thing that I've also realized with pauses is like it's very interesting. Try out. You would have known, but still like intentionally take pauses in conversation
Hmm.
and see how other people react. It's so fun.
Yeah, when you are
People,
in
like
in
yeah,
IRL situation, I don't know whether I've tried this
like
consciously or not, but sometimes when I'm talking, I go like completely silent, and they'll be like, "आगे तो बोल,
कुछ
क्या हुआ?"
fill there's so much urge to fill in the
Yeah.
conversation if you're going, especially if you're kind of holding the attention in the conversation and then you
Hmm.
stop, they have such a huge urge to kind of fill in कुछ तो बोलना है, silence नहीं होना
Yeah.
चाहिए. And
Yeah.
I just sometimes I do experiments in conversation. I love doing it intentionally. Sometimes I'll intentionally speak something faster or maybe on a higher tone, and they will like okay, they will step back and they will maybe then end up a joke या कुछ serious बात चल रही होगी.
Hmm.
Sometimes I will intentional crack a offensive joke at that at the
Hmm.
top of the tension.
Yeah.
They
And
will
at
having they're talking about trauma and suddenly I'll say the most offensive joke and then see
yeah.
how they react. Yeah, very interesting. Very
Wow,
interesting to me.
that's a different kind of experiment that I have not tried, but yeah, I'll surely
I do.
do from now, I guess.
I do.
Uh,
Try it out.
of course, I will.
Start with small, then
Like
like
I'll start with
हाँ
pauses and then I'll
हाँ.
maybe go on to
Important is
jokes.
risk calibration. Risk calibration more important. You
Okay.
need to उस छोटे छोटे से start करना, then kind of because this is something also I'll let you know.
Hmm.
Suppose that I made a joke
Hmm.
and you didn't say anything like कुछ भी offensive या कुछ भी ऐसा बोला, anything if I did something risky, like
Hmm.
suppose that you get into interview and you go and say that sir आपकी शर्ट अच्छी लग रही है,
Hmm.
पूछा नहीं उसने but you just said,
Hmm.
and the guy just doesn't say anything, you win that round.
Hmm.
It's like a round, you win that round. Now to make it more funny you have to take a bigger risk, you can't
Yeah.
go lower,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can play safe so or read the room, kind of caliber your risks.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I enjoy having that. That's why one of the things that I really like about conversation, I get to know about people.
Hmm. I have experienced this after I became a good conversationalist, like
Yeah.
uh, after joining meetings.
Hmm.
Earlier LFC में like the meetings were too bland. They were just like हाँ शुरू हुआ
हाँ
वर्क डिसाइड हुआ, ये करना है, एंड देन ओवर।
वो एक अनरिटन जो स्क्रिप्ट है वो चल रहा होता है।
हाँ, वो चल रहा था, बट देन आई
हाँ,
स्टार्टेड कि हाँ यार, रिटर्न्स बोर हो रहे हैं शायद, तो लेट्स ट्राई टू मेक इट अ
या
लिटिल मोर
स्पाइस थिंग्स
इंटरेस्टिंग.
अप या
Yeah, Ashivad
या
never let me do that. He never supported the fact that I wanted to make the meeting
या
uh,
या
a little
या
more interesting because he
या
had lined up meetings. His meetings are overlapping.
हाँ
एक
हाँ हाँ
meeting,
या
uh, एक meeting में वो
देते
है
हैं
that ends at 2:15 and he has a meeting at 2. So he had like overlapping schedules. And
या
that's why I guess he
ये
never supported the fact that we should make it meetings interesting, or we should at least try to make it bearable. But yeah,
हाँ
I did it.
देर
I followed my way कि हाँ
वो
ठीक है.
वो अच्छा
Hmm.
ग्रेट चॉइस ऑफ वर्ड या
Yeah.
ग्रेट
So
चॉइस ऑफ वर्ड
yeah,
या या कूल देन
yeah, it's great.
या
Thank you so
it
much
was a
for
lovely
having me.
conversation.
Of course,
So,
it
then
was.
thank you for coming to Inexperienced Podcast. Like the name of my podcast is Inexperienced.
That's
Okay.
something I'm
Yeah.
aware of. That really
Oh,
nice
that's you're
name.
aware. Of course.
Uh,
Sorry, but yeah.
I have. I was watching one episode with your friend. So that
Hmm.
was interesting. That's why I was कि यार आशीर्वाद के साथ बुला लिया, कोई बुला लेगा तो मैं अभी चला जाऊंगा.
And I and I texted you. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
like
So
you were on the page. Like, huh? I'm like this week या next week I was supposed to kind of text you.
okay. So
तो बस ये देखो ना
good to
I
know.
will do it was gonna do. So okay,
Good to
thank you
know.
for coming
Yeah.
to podcast in
Yeah.
our podcast.
Actually,
And maybe we'll हाँ
this
हाँ
is one of the things where I am experienced both sides. I was some There was a day where I was at your side inviting guests. Now I am
हाँ,
someone
I'm
who is
getting
okay.
invited. So
So
how does it feel to be like? How did are you handling that fame, man? The fame
that's
of getting invited.
fame of getting invited. It's
Right, fame of
humbling.
getting invited.
It's humbling.
Humbling,
It is.
right? It's humbling. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So okay.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for having me.
Thank you for doing it.